Let's have a look at the top observations of the July 4th deals, Heatwave deals, and look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because there's a few things to point out. Things over the last, say, 24 to 48 hours, it's important to bring together and go, this was not good here, this is good here, this is a good time to grab this. This is when, you might want to think about saving units for July 4th, not July 4th deals, Cyber Weekend deals, or the Banquet event. So we've got some top observations. First of all, if you want to check out maybe the description, I may put it in the description, but I've added it and updated it. You might have even seen it to the spreadsheet, which I finally finished, and it was done yesterday. Saturday it was completed. Took a bit of time. Apologies for the delay, but these things take time. So where did we begin? I want to start with rank 4 7-star materials, then we'll talk about rank 3 7-star materials. Let's face it, nowadays a lot of people are chasing their ranking up to rank 3 and indeed rank 4. This is where tier 7 basics become very much a highly sought after chase material. For Valiant players, there is a way to get them, but it's not exactly a clean process. It's not exactly a fair process. If you're a spender, there is the deal that you can grab. And for reference, what I'm referring to is this one right here, right at the bottom, where you get 1.5 to purchase, and you get a limit of 4. But I don't know if you get a limit, if it's like you could buy 4 from the in-game and 4 from the web store. If you do double up on that, then you're getting a high amount of tier 7 basics. Fair play if you've got the money for that. We're going to talk about excessive spending in a minute, because for the whales out there, there's actually some good stuff on for super spenders of MCOC. However, back to the original point about getting tier 7 basics. If you're a non-spender in game, the process is actually a little bit more stinkier, so to speak. So in the tier-based deals, so these ones right here, tier 7 basics can be found at a point of 750, which is right there, 3,000 fragments, and then half, obviously, on fragments, and one fully formed tier 7 basic there on tier 3. You then can repeat them back so you can buy them again. Now, based on some calculations, you can see that it's going to cost you about 22,500 units to get enough for a rank 4, right? That's pretty excessive amount of units spent. If you remember back a little while ago, we were talking about 9.2 deals. 15,000 units, as I've confirmed, as I did get that wrong. It wasn't 10k, it was 15k, sorry. It was a random gem that you get rank 3 to 4, but at least it was a saving there. 15,000 units versus, and people quibbled at that. People actually got quite funny about saying, "Well, 15,000 units is very expensive." What? Not as expensive as 22,500 units. Yeah, you get extra stuff with it, but I think it was only Titan. You do get some stuff with it, but it's still not exactly brilliant. So the access to that is much more. It's higher on expense. I also am disappointed in Kabam in the extent of how much tier 6 class catalyst, tier 6 basics, and tier 3 alpha, something I alluded to in previous videos. The volume is not there, right? You need more volume of these materials. Tier 6 class catalyst, absolutely. I know Kabam will say, well, it is in the super daily. That doesn't mean that you'll have enough. 9 of those are required for one champion to be rank 4, I think it is. And let's face it, nowadays people are chasing the 7-star rank ups. Spenders are going to get further apart from free to play. Okay, yeah, spend to save time, got it, right? That's how MCOC works. So yeah, just frustrating on those two things right there. Let's move on to shard side. Oh, rank 3, by the way, rank 3 materials. So if we go to the Valiant, the Paragon and Thronebreaker, it's good news to see that you can get a rank 3 7-star, just 3,750 units. That's pretty darn good. That's a lot better than it was. That's massively devalued, and that's good news. It's good news for Thronebreaker and Paragon players. So let's quickly talk about shards and champ crystals. I am a little bit annoyed with the extent of how far you have to go to get, you know, selected champions. And let's face it, nowadays, everybody, if you're free to play or spending, are chasing some top champions in order to kind of like do content or be better options for things or be annoying Battlegrounds defenders, you name it, right? A Mega Day selector or CCP challenge selector, rare champions without having to do the content. You know, you just, if you have 18,000 units, thumbs up, good. But if you don't, then it's difficult to get some of these rarer champions. But at least there's an in. We'll have to see what Cyber Weekend deals do when it comes to how much you spend to what you get back. And I think that's probably where the better deals will probably be. I have noticed as well for Paragon players and Thronebreaker players, your access to 6-star materials is non-flipping existent. It just is non-existent. Even here, like you're looking around going, well, where's the deals? Like these crystals right here are 7-star ones. They're Valiant ones or they're Paragon ones or whatever they are. I think they're Valiant ones, yeah. There's an Exalted crystal here, but like who wants to go for an Exalted crystal? Why is an Exalted crystal in there? Some really questionable things. Apart from that, 6-star resource-wise, like champion shards, non-existent. I like this gem here. I like this 4-5 6-star gem, but it's like, well, are 6-star shards being given out in massive amounts? So you have to then utilize your Battleground store and other stores in order to top you up in volumes of grab with it. So that's a little bit disappointing. And then I find it difficult as well because I'm like, well, would I recommend grabbing Titan Crystal shards because it's RNG? Would I advise kind of going for Paragon Nexuses or Valiant Nexuses or whatever these are? They're like Paragon Nexuses. No, because again, it's like it's difficult to say. Like, is that way to go with it? Are these 6-star shards rebranded? Are 6-star crystals rebranded? I don't know. It's just 6 stars are now completely out of Thronebreaker and Paragon's clutches, which is a little bit weird. But I guess Kabam want you to go into the shard access of Titan crystals and 7 stars and try and look to push to Valiant, if anything. The volume as well of Titan Crystal Shards seems to be getting a bit better. So you're seeing some cheaper options to grab. 3,000 units gets you 10k. That's not too bad. That's getting better with it. So that's a little, good thing to point out. And also for those that are Paragon, Thronebreaker and Valiant as well, you're getting access to 7-star signature stones easier, right? So 7-star signature stones this time around, I think we talked about in a video, is TR 75 plus the 20, depending if you've gone there, is 95. This, I think, was a massive saving on last time. The volume has gone up because I think it was 60 signature stones you could get in the Cyber Weekend deals in 2024. This time around, it's 95, but obviously providing you choose 95 signature stones into a Saga-based champion, because otherwise those 20 go a different direction than the 75 go. So there's interesting stuff on offer for that. Devaluation, and that was the biggest surprise for me. Tier 7 basics, right? Tier 7 basics, you do get in for Valiant players in the Allfather's Odin Vault, 1.5. That's not too bad from a spender's perspective. If you are a non-spending perspective, it's 22,500. It didn't really feel like it was a depreciation at all. I didn't really like it, but it is what it is. Tail for Alpha seems to have this kind of constant depreciation in value. If you are a Valiant player looking for your kind of non-spending or unit spending volumes and options, I'm pretty certain that 42750 is Tier for Alpha. If I'm wrong, sorry about that. 3k to access one there. And of course, you can then, you don't need that one of this route unless you want Tier 7 basics and forming. Then at least you can get the 2 to 3 gem here, saving the Tier 4 Alpha because there's not much in it. And that's another good point. If you are looking to form, try and grab stuff that's going to make you form. Don't kind of like go, oh, well, I'll just go for these two here and go, well, I've already formed. I'm not going to get anywhere close to half of Tier 7 basic. I don't know the next bit of content to get me Tier 7 basic. So it might just be sitting there. The same thing with that one there. It might just be sitting there. So if you're going, oh, I want to get something and go up the tiers, then maybe get something down the middle here with the option B. At least you've got options, and it's not kind of like you're solidified into one area, so to speak. Paragon and Thronebreaker. I don't know how Paragon players feel about the sandwiched in together offers, whether you like it or not. If you're Thronebreaker players, this is great. I do think because the offers are better than how they were before, you might see as a Paragon player some better options with the cheaper tier 4 alpha. Although lack of tier 6 class catalyst, that is a big issue, but that's all around, except for Valiant players. But again, we need more as Valiant players to rank up stuff. So there's some interesting things that to benefit both types of players, but I would say there might be some players that are just new to Thronebreaker going, well, I need 6-star champions. I need to take my roster widthwise, not kind of like the way it is. There's definitely some things to avoid. I don't know if I see Thronebreakers having great value from a 7-star signature stones unless they're prepping for the future. The same way with 7-star awakening gems. Like, is there any point? There might be. Maybe I'm missing it, but I just don't. If I was a Thronebreaker player new to it, like M's a Thronebreaker player, I don't think she needs a 7-star awakening gem anytime soon, nor does she need 7-star signature stone. She needs more 7-stars. She would need more like 2 to 3 7-star gems. Like there's stuff that is good value, but just some weird combinations. This is why Cyber Weekend deals are better, because you get to cover more and get more kind of the scope of what you need for your roster, as opposed to just being funneled into a particular decision making process. The Human Torch situation still bothers me and bugs me a lot at the moment, and it's not going to leave me like sleepless nights, but I just don't know where Kabam are going with this one. I thought I'd do some kind of other calculations, and here's a bit of an interesting factoid for everybody. You might kind of not know, and I have to bring this in because I just want for you to see this. So here's the fact, and I've written this down on the observation. If you started with 0 units, so no units, and you spent $600 first and foremost, yes, you would get the champion on the website. So for context, this right here is part of the milestones. Get right to the very end to get yourself the Human Torch right there. And also, like, I am missing to kind of talk about what the milestones do. Yes, if you spend a lot of money, you will get up the milestones, but it's not advisable to go so. We're talking $600 spending in a mobile game. Just kind of let that sink in for a moment. $600 to kind of get a 7-star Human Torch off of the web store. Then, if you're looking to get the in-game one, we're talking 39,000 units. If you started off on 0 units to get the dupe of the champion, we are talking in the region of $1,200, and that's split apart. I was split about from doing this. Now this is going to look a little bit messy, so I apologize for this. If you were to get all these deals here, like that, because you can buy them up to 4 times, and you're buying all of them there, it equates to 40,000 units, nearly 41,000 units, and $1,199.88. So it's $1,200 to get the dupe. To get the first one and get the dupe of the champion from the in-game means. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy when you think about this kind of money and stuff. Like, it just, yeah, and having nothing to show for it. Not nothing to show for it. Like, it is a champion that will still be relevant for a very long time, right? Don't get it twisted. It's just twisted from a point of view of, like, in this day and age, $1,200 on a mobile game. Yeah, I'm not going to moving on, right? I want to talk about some good news, right? There's some good news around the 7-star Awakening Gem. That's been devalued. I don't see any huge value in it in general, but it's good to see that from a perspective, and I love using that word, perspective, of trying to get a 7-star Awakening Gem if you are a Valiant player. So this is for a Valiant player. The access is 18,000 units to pick up. Granted, if you only had 5,000 to form, it could mean that like it was, I don't know, 11,000 units. So at least the opportunity there is to get something like an Awakening Gem. Generic, of course, is the 18,000 units. And of course, that there's whatever it is. That's a bit better. It's a bit better to go last time, which was 21,000 units. And I don't know if you got a choice of the generic Awakening Gem or not as a 7-star. I can't remember. Might be, might be not. either way. That's good news to see a devaluation of that one. What else? I think we're kind of like coming to the end point now of some dissections of things. I think that's it. If you're a whale, I'm interested if you're having a good time with these deals. There are some things I think that are quite good for players that are huge spenders of the game. I think because you get this choice, the tier 8 deal, because you get a choice of the selectors, rare 7-star champions if you missed out, duping some of those champions, rank 3 to 4 gem, spending, getting more rank 3 to 4 gems, or kind of getting more 7-star rank up materials to rank 4. I think you've probably found something good there. There may be some stuff that you're kind of not happy about, but I think there was something better for whales this time, but they might have found a bit disappointed from previous deals that have come out recently. But anyway, that's been some observations. That's been the video. I've now got to go and do the MCN, and then I've got to do some other stuff before it's dinner time. So yeah, lots on still for me, and a lot of life stuff. But cheers everybody, have a great day, and goodbye.